Good evening. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with unvarnished truths and highly polished lies. On Lee Mack's team tonight, from Blue Peter to Morning Live, it's Gethin Jones. And stand-up comic and star of Britain's Got Talent, it's Nabil Abdul Rashid. And with David Mitchell tonight, a star of stage and screen, the wonderful Francesca Mills. And here with more hull-raising tales, it's comedian Lucy Beaumont. We begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've got no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Lucy, you're starting us off tonight.
Right. I once impressed a man in Hull with what I did with my Henry Hoover.
Lee's team.
Who was this man, first of all?
Well...
I don't mean Henry, obviously, I know who he is.
What happened was, I went to view a house for a friend, basically.
Why?
Because they wanted to move to where I was living. So they didn't have time to come over.
What's the friend's name?
Peter.
Is he left-handed?
No, he's from Dublin.
What has the left-handedness got to do with the story?
It's the details. You've got to have details.
Yes, but not all the details are relevant.
What hand would you have held the Hoover with?
Oh, when you put it like that.
So you're viewing a house on behalf of someone else to buy?
Yeah, and basically, when we walked in to view it, it was horrific. The guy who lived there had trashed it, basically.
And who was showing you around, the estate agent?
Yeah, but they were saying that none of the stains were alcohol, and I said, I think I'll be able to clean this.
Oh?
So, I know, and the estate agent said, I'd be really glad if you could clean it for us. So I went back to get my Henry Hoover, but I don't drive, so I just pulled it along the street.
That sounds like a long walk with said Hoover.
No, just Newland Avenue.
Oh.
Just remind me again how far Newland Avenue is from this place. I've no idea where it is.
I'd say 12 minutes.
What would normal people say?
Did you discover what the stains were? Because...
Yeah, it was a tenant that was in previous, and he said the good thing is he never smoked or drank.
Right.
So they were just urine.
There was just...
Sorry?
That's the only...
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness it's only urine. I'd so hate it if it was ash or wine.
He told you it was urine stains before you went to get the Hoover?
That's why I offered.
Yeah, but you don't use a Hoover to get rid of a stain.
No, after you put the carpet stain remover on, you have to then hoover it. I've got an MVQ in cleaning. Don't tell me how to clean up a stain, Lee.
What else was the problem? Was it just stainage or was it mess?
There was all sorts
What's
going
the
on.
licorice?
Yeah. There was... in the fridge.
Can we wait until everyone's got it before we move on?
So I cleaned the fridge. It was quite poetic, really. It had half a Battenberg and a soap in it.
A soap? Can I check, was it tomato soap? It was a soap, a bar of soap?
Soap, yeah.
Why would you have soap in a fridge?
Why would you have urine on the floor?
So you said you impressed Peter with what you did.
So Peter's my friend that I was looking at it for, but I said, you do not want to buy this place.
Oh. Was he buying or letting? Because you've said tenant
So there was
before.
a tenant in it who was renting,
it was going to be sold.
Wait a minute. So did you know the second you saw this place, even when it's cleaned up, that it's not advisable for Peter?
Yeah.
Well, why would you bother then cleaning it?
Because
No more questions.
I'll be honest.
Oh, you're going to be honest now, are you?
I'll be honest.
Just check this. What have you been up to this point that you feel like you have to qualify this from now you're going to be honest? What have you been doing?
No, he paid me 20 quid.
He paid you 20 quid?
Yeah, this
Not Peter,
Not
the
Peter.
estate
No,
agent.
I was on TV.
How long did it take to
I
do
did
it?
a whole day with him.
A whole day for 20 quid?
Yeah.
20 quid?
How do you know the estate agent was impressed with what you did?
Because he said you're my bridge over troubled waters.
All right, what do we think?
I think if she's not lying, there's something wrong with her. I just don't think it's true.
I don't think it's true.
What about you, Gethin?
There was lots of talking about letting and buying. I think it's a lie.
Well, my team both think it's a lie. I'm 50-50, but these two guys look like they know what they're talking about. so-
OK, so they're saying it's a lie. Lucy, was that a lie, or were you telling us the truth?
It was...
It's true. Lucy did impress a man with her vacuum cleaner. Gethin, you're up next.
I once found a policeman passed out in my bedroom.
Oh? David's team.
When did you discover a policeman passed out in your bedroom?
Probably about 10 to 15 years ago.
A policeman in uniform passed out in your bedroom 10 to 15 years ago?
Not in his bread room. There's been no mention of a bakery. Please don't put words or bread in my client's mouth.
So it was actually my spare bedroom. I was
here we
coming
go.
home from work.
Was it meant to be just fun and games, Gethin?
I'm about to put my suit away, and the bedroom is full of blood.
Of what?
What?
There's blood everywhere. And I panic. I absolutely panic. I come
And
out...
a woman walked in and said, "Don't worry, I'll sort that out. I'll drag this over from me out."
So at this point, you've seen a load of blood, but you don't know where the blood's come from?
No.
Yeah.
So I'm panicking. I call the police. So a policeman and a policewoman come to the house. I take them to the room, and the policeman goes into the room, and the next thing we hear is a thud.
Join us on the next episode of Will I Lie to You, when Gethin Jones reveals what happened.
What happens next?
I venture into the room, and then I sort of see the policeman on the floor, and then I look at the window, and there's like it's like Batman's been through the window, you know, like comes through the window. It was a pigeon.
What?
What I can't get my head around is how has the pigeon got in and then got out again? Because there's no pigeon.
Oh, because the pigeon's not there.
The pigeon looks like it's come through the window like this.
What, in that shape?
Yeah. You can see its hands.
It's
Legs.
All these years I've been calling them wings. Is it hands?
It turns out the policeman has got a phobia of birds. The pigeon's come in, pooed himself,
Yeah.
and then there's blood everywhere, probably panicking. I don't know what a pigeon does in that situation.
You're telling it quite impressionistically. What we seek here is an order of events. And so what are you saying? The first thing that happened before you arrived with your suit is that a pigeon flew through the window?
Yeah, I didn't know that as I'm walking up
Now,
to
I don't
this-
want the order
Oh.
of things as you understood them.
OK.
Let's now piece together the order of the event as they occurred. So what we think happened, if anything is about this is true, is that a pigeon flew at your window, and the window was insufficiently sturdy to repel the bird. It came through the glass.
Like Batman.
I don't know whether Batman actually does that. Crashing through windows and then bleeding everywhere, going, doing a poo and then leaving.
Maybe it was a robin.
Make the difference. That's a classic mixture of groan and applause.
Welcome to my love life.
Why did the policeman faint when the bird had left?
I don't... the feathers. Like, feathers everywhere.
Had you said there were feathers
I think
before?
so. I think so.
There were feathers.
This is the first mention of feathers.
It's mention of feathers.
So this policeman has seen the feathers
Yeah.
and thought, horror of horrors.
And the blood.
And but he doesn't mind the blood. He's a policeman.
Yeah.
He can't have a phobia of blood, can he?
Yeah, but it won't have helped, will it?
I don't know. Maybe it will have done. Maybe he loves his job. And he just thinks, oh, great, a mystery. Who did this? But, oh, no, I'll keep it together. Think of the blood. But, no, the feathers, the terror. You know, Aunt so-and-so's budgerigard. The relentless Battenberg, the soap in the fridge.
Well, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's not real.
So, did you have
Do you think it's not real?
Yeah, don't
Oh, we'll
worry
go
about
lie,
it.
then.
So what do you think, Fran? What do you think?
I think because of the late coming of certain information like the feathers and the poo, I believe it is false.
Has it occurred to you that he might have introduced those elements late in order to make the story seem implausible? You could be being very, very clever here.
Yeah.
You've deliberately injected
Gethin presents
implausible...
Morning Live.
What do you think?
I don't think it's...
You don't think it's true?
No.
If it's not true, he invented that it was the spare room where he kept his suits. He went in and saw blood, and it turned out it was a pigeon that had crashed through and done a poo and then left. That is a Byzantine level of invention. From a card saying that a policeman was passed out in a bedroom. I'm going to go with my team. I'm going to make my own minority report later.
All right,
There
then.
we go.
So
We go lie.
they're saying that it is a lie. Gethin, was it true or was it a lie?
It is true.
Yes, it's true. Gethin did find a policeman passed out in his bedroom. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Joe. So, Francesca, what is Joe to you?
This is Jo. She once searched my bag and found a severed hand in it.
Lucy, how do you know Joe?
This is Jo. I did a dodgy deal down a back alley to get some of her gravy.
David, what is your relationship with Joe?
This is Jo, and when I was her knight in shining armour, she rewarded me with a chocolate eclair.
So there we have it. Fran's frightened frisker, Lucy's sauce supplier, or David's pastry provider. Lee's team, where will you start?
OK, Fran, when was this?
At a theatre.
When was it?
Like 2 years ago?
So 2 years ago, you were going into a theatre
Yes.
to see...
Harry Potter.
And Jo works at security at the theatre, does she?
Yeah.
What did you find in your bag again?
A severed hand.
What hand?
It was my left hand. Like a fake prosthetic of my left hand.
Why?
Right.
Why?
Because I'd been at filming that day and wrapped, and at the end of the job,
They
they'd
gave you it?
given me...
What were you filming?
It was a Witcher prequel.
The Witcher.
My character has a hammer, and
Yeah.
in one scene, the character Fiel grabs my hammer, smashes my hand, and then for the rest of the scene, I'm meant to have like a gammy hand.
Have you seen this programme?
I'm a big Witcher fan. I'm a Witcher nerd, in fact.
Have you seen that scene?
I didn't remember the scene. There's lots of fights.
So you can't remember if that particular character she plays was smashed with a hammer?
I mean, it was...
Because that would have been really handy.
It's a severed...
Next time you're watching anything, write it down in case we need it for this.
Hey, Lee.
I don't...
Lee,
I just want to pause, everybody, because I think Rob's got a joke. Here it comes, everyone.
you just said that if Nabil remembered it, it would be handy.
It's a joke.
Francesca said that first, you just didn't hear.
Yeah.
So quick, Rob, and then about 6 minutes later, a little bit of blood pouring out of your ear, you went, I've got it!
I bet Jo has seen some things.
Yes.
So what was her reaction like?
She was very shocked. And then I was like, I'm an actor, it's my hand, it's fake. And then she laughed. I was like, I would like to keep it with me so I don't lose it. And then she was like,
and what did she do? Let you keep it with...
She did, very kindly.
Right. And did you use to clap?
I didn't.
That would have been a hell of a look, holding on to it and going like that.
I didn't, but I should have.
Right, who do you want to quiz next?
Lucy, can you remind me again of what you said?
This is Joe, and down a back alley, we did a gravy deal.
Right, OK. First of all, how do you know Joe?
Sir, I don't know if she still is now, but she was a waitress in my local pub.
What was it called?
The Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Tell me about the gravy before you tell me about the back alley. I sound like I'm a doctor.
Honestly, this gravy is like nectar. So I said, your gravy's so nice, can I buy just some gravy? And they said no.
Ah, so they refused to tell you the gravy?
They wouldn't sell me it separately. So I said, well, can I just buy another Sunday dinner? But I don't want the Sunday dinner, I just want the gravy.
And they said?
No. The manager of the pub said, life doesn't work like that.
So I want to know why he wouldn't sell you another Sunday dinner.
I don't know, but it
Had
wouldn't.
the kitchen closed, maybe the kitchen had closed. I don't know why I'm getting involved, because actually she gave me a chocolate eclair.
So how did you end up in this alleyway with Joe?
So I said to Joe, would you sell me some gravy? Name your price. And she said, for 20 quid.
Everything's 20 quid with you.
20 quid for what?
£20 for a tub of... I said £20
So
for a tub of gravy.
She said £20.
No, I did. I said £20.
So you said, name your price, and then he said, actually, I'll name it.
Yeah. I thought it was worth £20.
Did you come with your own
No,
Tupperware?
it was, you know, one of them, like, tinfoil things that you get
So
at
she had that...
takeaway.
Has she been selling black market gravy before?
No, because she said, meet me round the back after my shift finished.
After what finished? You don't want to be buying gravy off anybody, is it? It's in this metal container. Take it. I don't want any money. So, the metal container, if it's got a cardboard lid, that's not a good way to transport gravy.
No, it wasn't. I had to walk really slowly back.
Not easy when you're dragging a Henry Hoover. Why did she do it so secretively?
Because she knew she could potentially get the sack.
Right. Now, can you see the problem now?
What?
We're on national television. How's she going to get away with this?
I don't know. It's not my problem.
Now then, what about David?
David, remind us again.
When I was Joe's knight in shining armour, she rewarded me with a chocolate eclair.
What had you done?
I'd helped push her car out of a Ford.
What?
A Ford?
Sorry, what?
Like in Frozen. Fjord.
No, not a fjord. You're a superhero. How could I get a car out of a fjord? How did she survive the crash off a cliff into a fjord?
I don't know what one is.
A ford is where, if there's a very small waterway, they make a ford, where the road basically goes through the stream. And her car had stopped in it, and I helped push it out.
By yourself?
No.
Then how come only you got the cake?
Because the other person helping push her out was her husband. And she obviously felt that he had to help.
Well...
And where was this, David? Where are we?
We're in Cornwall.
We're in Cornwall. What are we doing there?
We were on holiday.
Oh,
Yeah.
with our wife and with our daughter?
Yes.
Lovely. Are we enjoying it?
Yes, it's nice there.
Are there any tensions just under the surface?
No, they're all out in the open. We're driving along, screaming at each other as usual. No, we're driving along very nicely in beautiful country lanes of Cornwall, and we come across this Ford.
Oh.
In the Ford is Joe's car,
Right.
with Joe in it and Joe's husband. I can't remember the make of the car or the name of Joe's husband. I'm sorry.
How deep?
Well, I'm a bit sorry, but, you know, not... I think it was deep enough to have wet the engine of Joe's car.
Wow.
Such that it didn't
Please,
go.
one more time, David, say in your voice, it's deep enough to wet the engine.
It was above the bottom of the doors.
Right, well, that's important.
Because a bit of water got in when Joe's husband got out. Splash, splash,
interesting.
splash.
So he gets out.
Yes. Victoria and I realise maybe some help is needed.
Yes.
I get out of the car.
Good man.
Yeah. I mean, she's really talked me into it. It's not, you know... and I say, do you need a hand?
In my head, I'm picturing that and they're in trouble and they're a bit worried, you know, and they say, oh, there's a guy getting out from the... It's the guy from Would I Lie to You? And she goes, oh, thank God. Is it Lee Mack? And he goes... No, it's David Mitchell. So that you go up to the car with the husband at the back. So she stays behind the steering wheel.
She does.
And you two push.
Yes.
And you're stood there now and you've got it out. And what happens then?
Well, she gives me a box with 2 chocolate eclairs in it as a thank you.
Well, here's the question. When did you eat the eclairs?
Later that day.
Where did she get the eclairs from? Just on the back seat?
She had some shopping bags in the boot.
And she said, have these?
She said, thank you so much. And there was a nice bottle of rosé. And as it turned out, she handed me the chocolate eclairs.
Did you politely refuse at first?
Yes, a little bit. But then she said,
You didn't take them and then keep
I
staring at the bags.
All right, look, we need an answer. Is Joe Fran's Frightenfrisker, Lucy's sauce supplier, or David's pastry provider?
OK, well, let's go through them one by one. What do we think of Fran's story? Is her character someone that would be hit by a hammer?
There's a guy that turns into something and he mashes up a bunch of people.
Have you ever thought of doing continuity announcing?
I liked Fran's story, but I sort of believe Lucy more.
We're not counting David at all.
I'm sorry, no one gets a chocolate eclair and waits to eat it until the afternoon. Not a chance.
That was your problem. Do you think I should have ate it literally in front of her? She hands it over and I just go...
What do you think of Fran's story?
I think it's the most believable out of the 3. I struggle to believe anything Lucy says.
OK, Lee, it's time to guess.
We're going for Fran. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
OK, we think Fran.
You're saying it's Fran. Joe, would you please reveal your true identity?
Hi, my name's Jo, and Lucy did a dodgy deal to get some gravy.
Yes, Joe is Lucy's sauce supplier. Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you.
Which brings us to our final round, quick fire lies, and we start with... It's Nabil.
I once climbed into a crocodile enclosure because I wanted to get a closer look.
David's team.
When did you do this and where did you do this?
When I was little in Nigeria. It was a crocodile-themed restaurant.
Was crocodile on the menu?
I think so, yeah, I can't remember.
It's the restaurant's gimmick that there's a crocodile enclosure with real crocodiles, and you can watch the crocodiles as you dine.
Yes.
On crocodiles.
How easy was it to get into the crocodile?
I mean, at that time in Nigeria, we didn't have health and safety. We had the concept of common sense. So, for example, if there was like a street next to a river, there wasn't a fence and a sign saying caution, river next to street. Because the Nigerian philosophy is that if you can see the sign, you can probably see the river. I hopped over the fence because I wanted to look at them because I just thought they were cute and friendly and stuff. And I got close to one and they just like came at me. And luckily for me, I didn't know. I just found out by accident. But they're fast running in a straight line. But if you take a corner, it's hard for them to kind of like...
Yes. You're meant to run away from crocodiles
in zigzag.
Yeah,
I didn't know that at the time. I was running straight, but he was gaining on me. I was running, and then I just like took a corner and hopped the fence.
And what sort of state were you in?
What do you think?
What, terrified?
Have you been chased by an animal before? Anybody?
I've been attacked by a crocodile.
Yeah, there you go.
When were you attacked by a crocodile?
We were in a Louisiana swamp. We were rescuing crocodiles.
Will they not have been alligators?
Alligators.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about it then. It's totally irrelevant.
I got chased by an ostrich as well.
No way.
Yeah, in a police officer's house. He's quite a well-to-do police officer.
Okay.
Because they take bribes. No. He had a lot of exotic stuff in his house, and one of the things he had was an ostrich. I got too close to one, and I was laughing at it because it was doing, I don't know whether it was a mating dance or a challenge. Like a... I kind of ended up doing the dance back. That probably wasn't a good idea.
And it chased you?
Yeah.
Sorry, who did you say you was with? Who was looking after you?
On which occasion? The policeman's house, or the ostrich, or the restaurant and the crocodile?
Well, I mean, I'd like to know both, really.
So, my parents practiced free-range parenting. Although that being said, I was more scared of my mom than I was of the crocodile.
So, what are you going to say? What are you thinking, Lucy?
I think it's true. I was listening to it like it was a real story. I forgot, actually, we were playing a game.
Fran?
I think it's true because you haven't embellished it any further. You've kept with the story.
What he hasn't done is add any feathers.
Well, look, he has, in the sense that he's added an extra story of being chased by an ostrich.
Lots of feathers, yes. I'll take it back.
Maybe he jumped to that truth story because he needed a break from telling a lie.
Exactly, yeah. But then why didn't he tell the show's researchers about being chased by an ostrich? That would have been equally interesting, particularly at the huge private zoo of a corrupt police officer.
What are you going to say?
I do not know.
You have to make a decision, David.
True.
You're saying that it's true. Nabil, was that true, or was that a lie?
It's not true. It's not true.
Which one is it?
What? It's too late, but I sense now it's not true. I have that feeling.
It's not too late. You can change if you want to.
Go on then. You had a feeling then.
There was a smile the way he was smiling. He was smiling like, I've got him.
I don't know if it's true or a lie, but if you now get this right because he's got you want to change your mind, I'll be livid.
OK, I'm going... Lie.
You're saying it's a lie.
I think so.
Nabil, was it a lie or was it true?
It's true.
Good answer.
It's true. Nabil did climb into a crocodile enclosure. Oh, that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team have 2 points and Lee's team have 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Sometimes the biggest questions require the sharpest minds. Philomena is on it. Press red now for Kunk on Life on iPlayer. And it's almost time for more shadowy shenanigans. The show everyone is talking about, The Traitors, continues in half an hour. After we get into the spirit with ghosts. Next.